Here we go. All right, make sure you know where your chat is. Of course, welcome to the VIP exclusive event. We are super excited you're here. This is the curling edition. And I wanted to introduce myself. So this is a picture of me and Josh and Judah. This was last fall at the beginning. We really wanted fall pictures, but everything was still green. And so we scrounged up like the few leaves that had fallen. And so, but this is my family. Judah is a year and a half now, and I'm a stylist. I have been a hairstylist for 16 years. In the middle of that, in the last few years, I did go back to school to become a teacher. I have an English degree now, and I am an extension exclusive stylist. And that is a little bit about me. Oh, let's see, there we go. And Catherine, go ahead and unmute yourself if you're muted.
Hey everyone, can you guys see me? I normally can see myself, but I can't. But I guess it's okay. It's probably better that way. I'm Catherine. I'm a hairstylist on the east coast of Florida. I live in a small beach town, and this is a photo of me and Russell. It actually was hard to find a photo of me and Russell together. So this is about 4 years ago. We went to a wedding. He's from upstate New York, and he met me on the beach, and he never went back. I'm a hairstylist and I own my own small salon.
Yes, and Catherine and I know each other because we both are extension stylists. We both do the same method. And so we met on Instagram, and now I would say we're pretty good friends. And one thing I decided to ask Catherine to join me is because one, we're both stylists, but we do things totally different. We have different hair, we have different techniques. And that's one of the major things that I've noticed personally is that stylists or everybody has a different way of curling and a different way to style. And so without further ado, we are going to start. Let me see, there are some people waiting. Hold on one moment as I allow them in. All right, I guess they went back out. All right, well, I'll admit them in just a second. But before that, go ahead and go to your chat box now. And this is where we are going to practice right now. But this, every time you, in the future, after these questions, every time that you have an answer in the chat box, it is a entry into winning the spinning curling iron. I have not even taken it out of the box. It's brand new. Catherine has it. So Catherine, can you hold up the curling iron? Yeah, so this is a $150 value. That, and you will be getting a thermal styling protection serum for one lucky winner. So your entry is answering these things. So the first one, tell us what is your name, your location, and what kind of curling iron you use, whether it's a wand or a spring loaded curling iron. So go ahead and find the chat and put those in there. All right, so name, where you're from, and what kind of curling iron you use. So sometimes a wand, sometimes spring loaded. I have a wand, a Marcel iron, a wand, 1.5.
You know what a Marcel is.
Well, Candace knows.
I was like, no one's gonna know what a Marcel
is. So let's see, Miranda Morelli is a curling iron wand, an old school curling iron. Yes, so there are so many different curling irons. And we're going to have one more question. Is out of 1 to 10, how confident are you with curling? Just put the number 1, not confident at all, 10, super confident you have it.
So I'm guessing you're a 10, right, Bonnie?
Well, I may be a 10, but I like to use, I like to find different tips too. It's the gold one on the side of the station.
There's not something.
Oh, I was bringing a curling iron because Catherine said that she didn't think that people would know what a Marcel was. And now I don't know where my Marcel is.
Did you have Fellas? It's one of the ones that like spins, and it was made so that if you could spin it with one hand.
Yeah.
So I use that all the time. You're spinning it with one hand.
Yeah. So it's one hand. Well, I had it.
Oh,
here.
you know what? I had one.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Hairdresser, duh. What
So I'll tell a little bit of history. I was actually looking up some history about curling irons today, and I found that the earliest date of a curling iron is not known, but curls are actually like
it's got
2000 BC. So I found that the first like recorded curling iron was in 1875, and it was by Marcel. Oh, there's somebody wanting to join. By Marcel Gratu. I probably am saying his last name wrong. But the Marcel is like what Catherine has. If you see it, hold it up real close. Like it's loose, like you work it yourself. It's, to me, I kind of view it as like chopsticks. And honestly, it has been my most favorite curling tool. And I would get it for my clients, and I would teach my clients how to use it. So all of my clients know what Marcel curling irons are. But then I got extensions and my hair got really long. So then I got something that was a spring loaded because it was a long barrel. But Marcel, fun little fact, Marcel, he invented it for the prostitutes that he was fixing their hair in the slums of Paris. So that's where the curling iron came from, or at least this one. And then now, of course, we have, the spring loaded ones. So that's a little.
I haven't used this thing in like 5 years. It's off, but I haven't used this in like 5 years. So for anybody who's just curious how you do it with one hand, you have your thumb like as a hook on here, and then you just spin it with one hand.
Yeah,
I used to use
super fast. Yeah.
And then you go, yeah. I'm rusty, but
all right, so then we'll get into now the tutorial on how we do our curls. So I curled half my hair, and I'll just kind of explain as I go why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I use. So before that, I believe that setting the foundation for your curls is more important than how you curl. And there are so many different techniques. However, I think if your hair is maybe too oily at the point or not washed enough, I have had clients before where they've washed it at home and they want me to style it, but it's not washed good enough. I mean, they're clean people, I'm not saying that, but you have to have a good foundation to have the curls you want. So I use Monat products. I am solely a Monat distributor now and have that in my salon. I recently switched to that's all I use because I believe in them. So I use the shampoo, the volumizing shampoo. I use the black shampoo because it's for hair growth. I have very oily hair, so this is why I use it. But because I do have extensions and my hair is drier on the end because it does not get the oil that my natural hair gets, I use the Super Nourish conditioner. So that's what I use in the shower. And then out of the shower, there are several things I love. I'm going to go through them very quickly. Catherine's going to go through hers quickly. If you have questions about what we use, you can message us later, of course. So I use the Reshape Root Lifter. It really gives me a ton of volume. I think for the most part with curls, you want to have more volume here. Personally, for me, coming from a thin-haired person, because I don't want to look like a triangle. Like you want it to be full overall. So that's why I use the Root Lifter. I love Rejuva beads, but to smooth my ends out, I use a blowout cream. And then because I'm thinning, I use the Intense Repair Treatment Spray. And then most importantly, what somebody is walking home with is this thermal shield protectant. It protects hair up to 450 degrees. So nobody should be burning their hair off accidentally after using this stuff. So what I've done is I curled this side and I like to let it set so that it is cool. When it cools down, it's kind of more locked into the curl pattern. But I'm going to show you my preference. Of course, everybody has a different preference. If your hair is short and if it's long, you can do the same technique. Of course, it would look a little different. Also, if somebody has a question and if somebody has their curling iron on and they're wanting to do this with us, do it as we do it. Ask questions and stop us. You can put it in the chat and we'll answer them as we go. Oh my goodness, as I knock my desk over. So I know some people start in the back. I start in the front. So I prefer to curl everything away from my face. So I know my sister, I don't know if she's in here, she's supposed to be, but she is directionally challenged. So I tell her away from your face to get that flow that a lot of people have. I personally like it, and she cannot understand that. So if that's you, think about your curling iron. Think about your hair. Is it going to go towards your face or away from your face? And of course, you want to make sure that this part is going in the direction of the curl, because if you go against it, of course, you'll get a clamp. So again, just curling like this. I start in the middle of the shaft so that the whole thing gets curled, with my hair being a tiny bit longer than it is. What I'm used to, I have to kind of work that a lot more. So I don't leave it in very long. And I just pull pieces. Now, there are some people that I know, stylists and non-stylists, that part their hair, that section it off, and they do section by section by section. I don't want to do that, so I don't. I feel like it doesn't make a huge difference. The only time that I might actually do something like that, and Catherine, you can tell me what you feel, but the only time that I would actually do that is if I'm going to be doing like some glamour shoot wedding hair, because I feel on a daily basis, it doesn't matter if your bottom curls are really tight, they're going to go flatter anyways, because the rest of your hair is going to be on top. So
Can you motion?
what'd you say?
Can you do one in slow motion? Someone said you make it look so easy.
Oh, I'm trying
How
not
you-
to burn my hair. Let me do this with a cool iron. Then I can do
Okay.
it. All right. So I just grabbed sections. Let me let this person in. All right. So I just grabbed sections, and all right. Can you see this? If
Yep.
I curled this way, I am going to get a crease here. So nobody freak out. This one's off. But this is where you get creases. You want to make sure that your hair flows in the way of the wand. So let me do this again. So I pull it in the middle of the shaft. I go like this. I pull my hair out. I clamp this just a little bit open, and then a little bit open again, and I turn it. And I'm just working down, and I leave out a good bit of my ends so that they give a more PC, like, oh my goodness, my hair's so long now. But I'll just pull it up this way. So it gives it a more PC look. After, does that help? Did somebody, okay, I'm not looking at the chat. So Catherine, make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and the same thing with short hair. Like here's a piece of my short hair. I'm just being real with you guys. I have extensions, so I'm proud of them, but this is my normal length. So that's what I would do. Because I have extensions, I do include that in the curl because I don't want that sticking out. So then when I am finished, I'll set it with hairspray that I left out there. But then I personally like to brush it with a brush. I know, Catherine, are you a finger comb person?
Yeah, I use my fingers.
Okay.
If you want to grab it, I can curl my hair if you need it. You can just do it at the end, right? The hairspray.
The hairspray, yeah, I just do it at the end. So I personally like to, let me see if I can get here. I like to brush my curls out, and then it gives it that wave. I also use a texturizing spray sometimes to give it more volume and a little bit of grit. but that's what I do. So after I finish doing the curl, if I see a spot that I'm like, oh man, that looks really funky, I will then go back, just pick up that piece and do it again. And then, I mean, that's what I do. I do the whole head, I curl the whole head, then I brush it. This one's off. Then I brush it again. Just leave it there. I'll leave
That
that.
one, your hair looks really good.
Yeah. So then I just brush it out and then it kind of settles down. It does its thing. So that is what I do with my curling iron. And depending on how tight I want my wave, I use either this 1 inch, what I just used was a 1 inch, and it's the Bioionic curling iron. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, Bioionic curling iron. And then this is the 1 1/4. But these are a long barrel, but I still used it with my short hair too. So go ahead, Catherine, you explain your way.
Okay, so just for everyone who was listening to Bonnie, Bonnie used a 1 inch iron and she curled them all away from the face. So she curled all of it back in small sections and then she brushed through it. So what I did is I'm going to be using this spinning iron from Monate, and spinning, it has a left button and a right button. And depending on which way you want the curl to go, you just spray it. You just press the button. Oh my God, sorry. So this is a curling iron and this is the 1 1/4. Okay, so I'm gonna curl my hair, and what I did in the back was I curled it every which way. Bonnie, you're fixing your hair.
I'm gonna do this while you do it, so go ahead.
Okay, don't worry. So in the back of my hair, I just went every which way. So that's a little bit different than what Bonnie did. And then I also twisted it out. So I'm going to show you what I mean. I have short layers in the front. So this is what it would look like if you have short hair. So I'm just going to get this out of my way. Let me just pull out the pieces that I'm working on. I have a hair tie. So this is nothing fancy. And I'm also not worried if those get messed up because I'm going for a messy look. So all I did was I put in the heat protectant spray. This is going to protect your hair up to 450 degrees. And I put that in when it was wet and I just quick dried it in. So my hair might look a little frizzy. So I'm going to smooth that out with the iron. Okay, so I just use my fingernails. You can use a comb, but I just use my fingers to section it. You're going to open the clamp. And this is super beginner friendly, you guys. We're going to put it in the iron and I'm just going to hit left or right and it's going to go back. And if you hit the wrong button, you'll notice and just hit it the other way. It's not the end of the world. It'll just unravel a little bit. And same as Bonnie, I leave my ends out a little bit.
And the reason why is because that's more of what's been a trend recently. If you start rolling from the very bottom, like you're going to get a very like 90s look. So if that's the look you're wanting, go for it.
Yeah, like early 2000 curls, all done perfectly, cookie cutter curls. Now what's popular is having a little more of a textured look. So I just leave the ends out. If I was going for a polished vintage wave look, then I would put the ends in because it's going to make your ends hooked like this. This has a more straight look and it'll make more sense at the end once we're done. So I just twist my iron out. You don't need to do this, but this makes even more of a textured look. It takes practice. You can also practice with your iron off. Don't feel like you need to practice with your iron on. A lot of times my clients will show me, one time actually, my client showed me what she was doing with her iron and she held it on there for so long that now I tell my clients, just practice with it off. And then, once you get the hang of it, then, you can do it on your hair, but we don't want to like fry our hair. So I'm just bringing this up. Let me know if you guys can see me. I just have the tail part out and I'll go really slow when I get to my curtain bang area. I'm just spinning this out. And I'm going to go ahead and go on the other side.
And while you're doing that, Catherine, tell us what heat you use and why.
Oh gosh. So right now, I was always using 450 degrees, but what I've found is now that I've removed all the silicone off of my hair, so I no longer use products that contain silicone. So Monet is silicone free, and I found that my curling iron can be less of a high heat because it's not having to go through that plastic like coating. So it's a little bit lower now. I would say I do it on about 400 degrees. So I'm still like a hot girl. Like I do it really hot. So some people, if you have blonde hair, I would say you could do 330. That's probably as low as I would suggest for someone. But maybe if I find blonde hair, you could do 330.
Yeah, and what Catherine is saying is right. I mean, you've seen, maybe you haven't seen videos, but I've seen a lot throughout the years of people burning their hair off because they they go like this and then they just sit there. And even though I know this is off, it bothers me to see pictures of people curling because I'm like, oh my gosh, they need to take their curling iron off, even though it's a picture, because I know that like sitting a curling iron there is killing it. I use this on 430. I have blonde hair like Catherine was talking about, but you see how quick I've been doing it. I do not leave it on hardly any time at all, but I'm also taking narrow sections. Go with it, Catherine. You had something to say.
Okay, I was just pausing here because I just have my two face frame pieces in my bang. So I just clipped it at the bottom and I'm pressing the button. I'm going to stop here about my eyebrow level because that is going to form like a really pretty swoop by your eyebrow. And just like Bonnie was saying, I don't hold it very long. So we're holding it, 5 seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. If your iron's hot, if you have it on a lower temperature, you can hold it a little longer. Okay, so here is a trick that I learned. These are my curtain bangs. I'm gonna just do this one. I'll save those for last. So let me grab this. I learned a technique from a hairdresser in Huntington Beach, California, and he angles his iron like this, and you'll see what I mean in a second. But it was the biggest game changer for me. It makes that really pretty 70s look.
Which is pretty popular right now.
Yeah.
With this whole like part your hair in the middle, part your hair on the side. I look like I'm balding if it's in the middle, so sticking to the side.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna grab this and we're only gonna do one like bend in it. So I went the wrong way. It's not the end of the world. Just go back the other way. We're only gonna hold it for a second. And I'm just putting one little bend on it. And I'm gonna do that on the other side. So let's put this behind my ear so you guys can really see. The important part is to hold it at the angle. I don't know what angle that is, but that's the angle you're gonna hold it. Thanks, someone said nice. Okay, so here's the challenge. I'm a lefty, this is the right side. So we're gonna figure out how I do this. Maybe I'll put it in, I'll bend it, oops, wrong way, the other way. And now I'm gonna hold it. So you can put it in the iron and then turn it. You don't need to like curl it at that angle. And we're just gonna do this angle and we're gonna slide it out. So this is the teeniest bend like that. And at the end, if you want to add more, you can. But what happens is people go way overboard with their bangs and then they end up looking really crazy or really poodle like, and we don't want that. So you can kind of see the shape that it made. I hope you guys can see my hair is dark. Okay, so I'm going to pull all of my hair to the front so you can kind of see. I just did the same technique all through the rest. It's probably gotten a little frizzy. I'm just going to put a little texture spray in. So this is the texture spray from Monet. It's amazing. I want to make a video for my Instagram called the best smelling products for smell people, because some people just like are obsessed with smells and I'm one of those people. So sorry if that sounds weird for you, but this stuff smells amazing. And it's in my top products that smell amazing. So we're going to spray some of this texture spray. It's brand new, so hold on. Okay, there we go. So you're going to hold it like far away. You don't want to hold it really close. And the purpose of texture spray is it keeps it from all barreling together. And it has a little type of powder feel in it. I don't quote me on the ingredient, but it's basically like if hairspray and dry shampoo had a baby, because a long time ago, people were using dry shampoo to get volume. And now we have this awesome styling product. And I'm just going to do a teeny bit of hairspray and then I'm going to run my fingers through it. So this is our hairspray. I'm just going to hit my bangs and I've let it cool. So I hit my bangs like how I want them to stay. It's like breathe. Okay, and now I have nails, but if you don't have nails, you can just use your fingers or you can use a wide tooth comb. And we're just going to start breaking this out. And I just keep it going, but I just stop whenever I feel like it looks good. And same as Bonnie, if I see like a crazy curl, I missed a curl. Thank you, Amber. I will just go back through it. And then, do I have time to do the taffy, Bonnie?
Yeah, go ahead. And if
Okay.
I know we said this will be about 30 minutes, so if somebody needs to pop off, go ahead. But the winner will be announced after everything. So if you want to stay for that.
If you want to come hang out, then hang out. Gotta go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. All right. So this is the Monty Taffy. It looks like it's for short hair because of, you know, the packaging in it. It's in, it looks like a pomade. But what I do is I put a bunch in my hands. You don't have to use this much if you want to like test it out first. And I actually rub it at my root. And I kid you not, my shampoo lasts so long when I do this. And it just gives it more volume and texture. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera that it's getting bigger, but I just apply it at the root and that keeps me having a little bit more volume and fullness. But that's pretty much it. And then that's how I get my bangs to be really, really fluffy. What I do is I just put that texture spray, that taffy. I really think it's the taffy because it's getting bigger and bigger. I don't know.
Wow, you make me want to try the taffy. So as somebody with very like fine hair, like really and flat, like I'm wondering how that would be because the taffy, like I could do that to my hair, but it's not going to stay like hers. Like I'm wondering. I'm going to try the texture spray underneath for some really light hair.
If I was there in person doing your hair, I'll tell you what could do it a little different, which I actually liked your look lower, but if you did want to try it, what you could do is do maybe like 3 higher for your fine hair, like a 3 at the top, and then try the top. One day.
And see, this is the life of a hairstylist. Like we tell each other stuff all the time. So there's not one right way. Like I said before, Catherine and I do things very, very differently, but obviously like both work and get different looks, but similar looks. I wish I had Catherine's hair. That's what I'm trying. Catherine's hair is extension free. Like
now
in her past videos it's not. She's an extension stylist, we love extensions, but so I'm channeling my inner blonde Catherine with my hair like this. So all right, well, we're gonna do some more questions real fast. Well, let me screen.
And my sister just popped on here and it's her birthday, so everybody say happy birthday to Samantha.
Happy birthday, Samantha.
She just popped on here.
All right, let me screen share again.
Thank you.
You're so lucky, Mom.
All right, so a couple of questions. One is, what is your biggest takeaway or most interesting thing that you learned during this tutorial just now?
Use the taffy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oops. Yeah. I am okay, here we go. Going to the chat. Use the taffy. Yeah. Do not touch the ends. Yeah.
I'm gonna write what size iron I used because mine was a little bit different. Oh my gosh, prepping while curling is such an important step. Someone said that was their biggest takeaway. That's gonna be a game changer. Don't curl the ends. Wow, yes, that is gonna be huge for you.
Yeah, and one of the things, I know that many people, maybe Catherine might do this, but I personally don't. I've done it literally a handful of times. It's just my personal preference not to, is I do not like spraying hairspray before curling. In my mind, I just feel like that crusts like, and I don't want
Yeah.
crusty hair, but I know a lot of people do, and if you do, that's fine. Everybody has their own way, but I personally like to just spray afterwards because then you get a fuller
Right.
look. But Catherine might have
So
any.
let me tell you, so no, I agree. And what I learned as an educator for another hair company a long time ago, that was a huge moment for me. They basically said the biggest mistake is curling your hair with no products that have hold. So curling your satin soft hair. And then at the end, once you're done curling, shellacking it with hairspray and just praying that it stays. And that is actually the opposite of what you want to do. You want to build the foundation prior to curling. And if you want to go even further than what me and Bonnie did, someone said, yep, that's me. If you want to go even further than what me and Bonnie did, if it's a bride, I'll go as far as to give them almost like a textured shampoo, like a volumizing shampoo. So they're not even having a soft conditioner. And then yeah, the light hairspray should just be at the very end, finish it, flyaways, polish the hair. But that's a very common thing that people do is shellac it with hairspray and hope it stays.
Yes, and something that I failed to mention earlier that I wanted to is whenever sending out the invites, I said do not flat iron your hair if you were trying to do it at the same time as us. And the reason why is that you're breaking bonds when you curl. I should have done the research on this. We learned in hair school. It's been, I don't know, 17 years ago, but you break bonds all the time, like simple bonds. When you wash your hair, this is going to go straight, so you break the bond that you made. So if you flat iron your hair, you have created that bond in a straight way. So if, when you try to go to curl it again, it's very difficult. So if you have very curly hair and you're wanting to have curls like this, what do? You need to first get blowout cream. And then second, make sure that you round brush and blow dry your hair, which Catherine and I will do a tutorial about that another time of curly or blow drying. But you want, like, this goes with the foundation. You want to do your most straightening with just your blow dryer and your round brush or a paddle brush, whatever works for you. You do not want to flat iron your hair and then try to curl it because it's just not going to hold. Would you agree, Catherine, or would you
Yeah, I don't flat iron my hair. I just quick dried my hair. Honestly, I didn't even use a round brush. I can do it either way, but I quick dried it. And as you get more comfortable taking out the frizz with the curling iron, then sorry, someone said hi, I'm really late, but that's okay. So once you get more comfortable smoothing your frizzies with the curling iron, then you won't need to do so much of the smoothing with a round brush prior.
yeah.
But no one mentioned this, but a huge takeaway also is letting them cool. We were on a time crunch today, but Bonnie lets her hair cool before she brushes through it. I also let my hair cool before I ran my fingers through it. So you don't want to rake through every curl as you go, rake through every section as you go until the very end.
Yeah, I usually do one side, then the other side, and this side will be cool by then. So I'm brushing it out, and then this side will be cool by then. And then obviously Catherine uses her fingers. So very quickly, I wanted to share, of course, we've been talking about products with the curling iron, and the curling iron you're getting today is the Monate Special. And so I wanted to share there are 3 ways that you can purchase the products. There's a straight retail price. Obviously, we believe in the products. We wouldn't talk about it otherwise. So there's this straight retail price. And whoever invited you tonight, you can reach out to them if you are interested in the product. Straight retail, it's like going to Amazon, paying for shipping if you're not Prime, and obviously don't go to Amazon for any products, whether it's Monate or not. Like, just don't, because it's probably not real. But it's just like buying what it says, straight retail. Then there's the VIP. This is what most people prefer to buy as, because you get instant savings. There is a one-time in your life $19.99 fee, but there are so many perks. Like, you literally save that $19.99 in your first order. And so that is one way to purchase as well. And the last way is as a market partner. And that is somebody who, if they wanted to sign to sell, they would buy a product pack. Some people do it to just get the discount. I don't think you should. I think if you're going to do it, you should probably, like, sell it too, because why not? But these are the three different ways that you can purchase from Monet. So I want to open the floor to a question and answer. I know that we are trying to fit a lot of information, and this is literally just 2 ways of curling. There are so many ways of curling. And so is there any questions that you have right now that you're wanting to ask about curling, about what we've done, about future things you want to know about? I just want to give a second, because I know.
Yeah. Any other tutorials that you guys want to see in the future with the deep waiver or anything like that, then let us know, because we'll try and get that set up for you guys.
All right, I just want to give a second if anybody has a question. Do you have tips for curling with a smaller sized iron? How small? Are we talking like finger small? Because I know that that's like a thing I've seen on, like.
That's my sister. She has such thick hair that you need to be using a 1-inch iron, or you need to be using 1 1/4, because even if your hair is shorter, like Bonnie said, you would just treat it kind of how I did my bangs. So
Yeah.
you have a big iron, but you can curl it the same. If you did a small iron with her amount of hair, you can, but like, good luck to you, because that's gonna take you forever.
So for shorter hair though, it would be, if you want this look, like if you're wanting it, I'll pull out my shorter pieces. If you're wanting to have like the PC look or whatever, you still would do the same technique, whether it's every other like Catherine, or like myself, all the same. So you get that wave pattern. But
Be cute with the bob. That was cute.
all right, anybody else? All right. Well, let me stop screen sharing and we will announce the winner. All right. The winner, I'm waiting for the person that is the winner keeper to text me.
Drum roll, please. Oh, I just got a text. Not from you. Nope. Oh, it's client. So we have a flash sale on, Bonnie. I don't know if you were going to touch on the flash sale.
Go ahead.
So I just got a text about the flash sale. So that's what my client's trying to get in last minute. So the flash sale ends at midnight. Sorry, I have to itch my eye. The flash sale ends at midnight, and it's if you spend $85, $84, $85. Bonnie, do you know?
It's 84.
Okay, that's what I thought. So spend $84, and then you get to add on a grab bag, which is just a surprise mystery bag of products that are $190 value. They're anywhere from 4 to 5 products, depending on the value of the product. A travel size product as well. So anywhere from, I think it's like 5 to 6 products. Look at the information on that if you become a VIP. And so for it came to like $126.99. My client did it today. She got a shampoo, conditioner, styling aid that took her over the 84, added on the grab bag, which is 4 to 5 products. And the total came to like $126.99 with the VIP. So that's the $19.99 one-time fee. And so it's a really, really good deal. It ends at midnight. So many people are buying this deal that actually crashed the website, and people were freaking out all day because the website was down, but it's back up and running. So if you were ever thinking maybe you wanted to be a VIP, now's the time, because it's a really, really good deal to get a mystery bag of products so you can try the line. And even if you get like one good product, it's worth it, because if you get a $50 product and it's a $25 bag and you get 4 other ones, it's worth it.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention this. Right now, we are offering a $20 rebate if you sign as a VIP before Sunday. And if you do, you also get one free product in addition to all of your products, but that flash sale does end tonight and it's pretty freaking amazing. So I have a winner. Is everybody ready for this winner? You all showed us several or the must-haves for curling. Okay, before we have a winner, we have to answer this. I would say
Heat protectant. You need a heat protectant of some
yeah,
kind.
I was gonna say you've got like
we both have a heat protectant.
Yeah, so that's number one. And depending on, and since I know who you are, Rainey, I would say for curling you would need like a blowout cream to help smooth your hair first, and then the heat
Which
protectant.
also has protecting in it, so that's a good one too.
Yes, and then if I had to pick three, I would do this, and a hairspray or texturizing spray at the end.
If I had to pick.
Yeah, so those are the top three that I would use. Like it would get me from point A to point B. Obviously,
if you want a screenshot, here's
I used a lot more. So, but those are the top three. Okay, so the winner of the Monate curling iron and the thermal protect styling shield. I always call it slang ways like, okay, I'll stop talking. The winner is Tabitha. You are the winner of the curling iron and the thermal spray. So message me and I will get this to you. Of course, if you are interested in the flash sale, if you're interested in signing or to purchase the products, message whoever invited you so that they can help you do that. So I hope you all had a fantastic time with us. Thanks for sticking around to the end. And I have recorded this so we can share this later if you want. All right, we'll see you in the future.
Bye, guys.